But when you look at Troy Weaver, you look at him. This could be his Mo Sider to Steve Yzerman as far as the talent.
Bingo. And I didn't even think about it that way.
But as far as a guy that you went and you got, maybe it was questioned why you did that. You did that with the resources of good general managers, not only with both parts, not only the talent of the player that you believe, but also, too, how it works into your salary cap. And you're seeing talent. I think that's what both teams are building. To me, this is a huge check mark or a bonus or an A+ for Troy Weaver, accessing talent and putting him around, right? What do we say? We got Cade Cunningham, now we got to build around him. Well, with what you saw and the violence that he chose going to the rim, the way that he played was awesome. You mentioned, Terry mentioned before the break, are we going to talk about Ivy and how quick he is? Oh my gosh, dude, that is incredible for a guy who's not basketball number one. You can literally, it's like watching, somebody on the ice. It's like watching Pavel Bure back in the day, Neal. It really is, on the ice, where you think you know fast until you're out there and you see a guy go by you like that, right? So I think with the way that the rules are, it goes to show you that the bigger plan, not only with the talent that you're seeing, but also on the books, they're doing it the right way. So to me, Troy Weaver and Steve Yzerman are closer together in what they're building down at LCA. It probably makes sense because they probably have offices next to each other.
And Terry, this is what I'm talking about too. This is why, for me, the Brad Holmes and the Dan Campbell are separate entities, because I see Brad Holmes working in a similar fashion. This is a new wave of general managers that we're seeing across sports, and we've seen it. And certainly the teams that have popped up and popped off, there are qualities to it. We haven't seen this in this town before. This town hasn't been on the forefront in terms of GMs and how they operate on the cutting edge. Cap space can be weaponized, Terry. We've never seen that in this town before.
No, and like I said, Troy Weaver is playing a chess game where in the past these guys were playing checkers. But the thing with Brad Holmes that hurts him is he's trying to build a city that the base is on quicksand. They don't have a history of winning. They don't have a history of championships. The Pistons and the Red Wings do, so they have a more solid foundation. So they can do the same things, and it's going to work. And for Brad Holmes, it may not work because, you're putting that building on quicksand. It's going to sink a little bit.
But the same principles are in play.
It's the same principle, but it won't work as quickly for Brad Holmes because he's trying to turn around a bullshit organization.
Right. Well, and again, too, going back to it, Weaver is a couple more exits down the highway. He had to do the financial flushing. They're still doing it this year. There's still $20 million in dead money because of the Kemba Walker thing to get the Jalen Duren draft pick. It's something where it's the exact same framework that's being put in place.
But here's the difference. When you see return of what you did immediately, sort of what we've heard and now what we're seeing, it's a lot easier to fathom. Who cares? $20 million on the cap might as be $60 million. It doesn't matter. The move that was made is going to make your team better, right? As fans, I think it's not as imperative. To Terry's point, to me what it shows is really I wasn't truthful with myself as how bad comparatively this Lions organization from the ground floor up, like he said, building it on quicksand, it is. You're in such a bad spot because you look at, even though Steve Yzerman with the Wings and Troy Weaver with the Pistons have had hurdles to overcome in their salary cap, they're getting ahead of it. They're making progress. Right now, it feels with the Lions, we're still spinning our tires.